I quit the league. Have a great year. Oh, by the way, thanks for major screw over, friend.
Whatever, man. It's been a long day and I don't know what your problem is, but I don't screw people over. Maybe you have some issues personally going on in your life. But I would always do anything for you, so don't take it out on me.
Say whatever you want. And clearly there are no issues in my personal life. But real class trying to take a cheap shot at me.
Bro, I honestly don't know what the problem is. Last week all is fine and now you text me at midnight last night and tell me you quit. Stop being a little bitch and man up. Now you text me saying that I am screwing you over. I am not taking any cheap shots whatsoever. It's not my fault you were still hung up on a divorce that happened 10 years ago. I assumed you were quitting due to some personal issues because I did not know why else you would quit. So quit being so vague and just tell me what your problem is.
Sure, everything was fine, okay. The funny thing is, I would have never gave you the best back in the league for you to never even play him, and then just trade him away the same week. To me, that's a shady deal and that's my opinion. I have no desire to be involved with that. So therefore, such as...
Spit it out, Miss Teen South Carolina.
I just choose to separate myself from that crap. So good job, you win.
Wow. All this over fantasy football. That is what happens when you trade. Or when you actually check your team to see what trades have been proposed, or hell when you actually show up to draft your team. When you trade someone, you don't own them anymore, or have a say in what someone else does with them. I was going to start him, but I got a chance to get a better quarterback for him. If it was so important to you, don't accept the trade. If it was so important to you, show up. What do you care? It's like those golf clubs you haven't even paid for, after having for over a year now. Don't call me shady, bro. When you point the finger, there are always three pointing back at you. Single quote. Talk to me about being a good friend. I have always been there to talk to you when you had issues with your hot-ass ex-wife. The kids, which may be mine, but I took care of them while you were in school. Remember when you needed a job, and I had over 100 people praying for you to get one? When you asked advice about chicks.
Girl, I'm gonna bust you up.
No, that was not my advice. You need to look at the big picture and not turn into a bitch over a fantasy football trade.
Thanks for the comment. Remember, bro, when you point a finger, there is three pointing right back at you. Oh, and let me know what day to drop these clubs off to you.
You can try to spin this any way you want, man.
Girl, I am gonna bust you up.
Keith, no wonder you never get laid. Well, that and the fact your dick is smaller than my son Bryce. But to get back on track, I know I am a good friend to all my friends and I don't screw people over. I do feel bad that I asked a friend to hook another friend up on some gear, and that friend used them for a year for free. That's okay though. I will smooth it out with you somehow. I am just amazed that you would act this way. Especially over something like fantasy football. Trades happen. Sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't. You had other trade offers from other people too. Thank God you didn't trade with them so they wouldn't have to go through this shit over a game. When trades don't work out, use other players to trade and better your team. I even gave you the option to back out when you were here last week, and you still chose to do it. Trades happen. Players come and go. You sell players high sometimes and sometimes you sell low. He is inflated now because it's week 3. If Johnson shows up, he's just as good as McFadden. So it could work out that you got Johnson for McFadden, plus a top wide receiver for free. I don't expect you to understand because you were never that into it anyways. One loss and you were down on your team, yet you are still the second best team in the league. Justin and Chad would have taken Johnson from you in a deal. Believe me, there was no shady shit going on. You don't have to accept every trade that comes your way. I took a chance and it worked out. You would have come out ahead in the long run, because Johnson and Branch will put up more points than McFadden. Do whatever you need to do, bro. Just seems petty to me over some game. Best of luck to you, loser.